Peace, everyone. This is Jin Ring here. What you're looking at is the Halo Infinite review right now. It's gonna be a little less scripted in comparison to the other videos. That's not really necessary. What you'll be seeing in the background overlaying is gameplay recently. On Behemoth playing Capture the Flag, and when necessary, you'll see me cut from here to other parts of the game. And we're going to see what it's like. I'm going to have a new rating system, something that's not really seen before. I'll make a video in the future explaining what that is, what these numbers mean. And I think it's a good system that should be used more often for differentiating different types of games, different tiers, and all that sort of stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, lost the footage for that map. One of the gripes I have about the theater system. Well, I'll have to show you Oddball on Recharge instead. Well, first things first. Start off with the gun balancing in this particular one. Fantastic. It's better than any other Halo so far. Every single gun is usable right off the bat. Yeah, in all the old Halos, there was always like half the guns were kind of iffy. You can only use them certain circumstances. Not necessarily bad, but they were clear winners. All of them are very, very good. Only at the top level. I'm Diamond. I've been Diamond for almost as long as the game's been out. Only at that top level do you start seeing the differences between the guns. And you see, the battle rifle has like a slightly faster time to kill. For a lot of the other guns, it's very simple, good range across the board. But, all the guns are super tight, super well balancing. It's beautiful. Right next to that, the map design. It's only 5 maps in the ranked playlist. That's all I play, 5 maps in the ranked playlist so far. But those 5 maps, they're all good. My favorite so far are Streets. It's a beautiful map. Nice and closed, snow outside. It's a very, very beautiful map. Least favorite's like Recharge least favorite's like Live Fire. But is it a bad map? No. Nice 3 lanes, 2 power items. It's pretty good, Yeah, nice. There's good balancing. The weapon placements are fantastic. Nice and balanced. Good for competitive play. I like playing competitive, So far, what that means is if you're trying to get that good ranked experience primarily, you're gonna be satisfied. It's a very good, consistent experience across the games. It occasionally you lose a match, and hopefully they're gonna fix it. But at least for me, I'm a patient guy. It's not enough to really frustrate me. For some guys, it might. But I play like what? 200? Man, not 200, man. A lot of matches. About 30 hours of in-game play time. Lost about 5 different matches. And that's technically a lot, but not enough to frustrate me, So, as far as the casual experience in big team battle, it's there. It's solid. It's super good. It's a very good experience. And then the guns that they're using is different. They don't use the battle rifle and the casual. They use the assault rifle, and that's a very pinpoint good gun. It's not like the older ones where you just couldn't use it. You just get outclassed by it. That's a very good gun. For the casual player, you're gonna have a good experience. You're not gonna get easily destroyed with the precision weapons as you did in previous titles. It's not this. One's clearly better in all circumstances. This one's actually quite usable. Battle rifle's still better. It's still better, but as said prior, it's only you notice how good it is when you're in the higher tier. As far as accessibility, the game has full mouse and keyboard support. For PC and Xbox, and you can change the colors of the outlines of the friendlies and the enemies in case it's easy to see certain colors and all that stuff, or just out of pure preference. Full rebindable keys, which is great. Another preference option that a lot of games don't have, but this one does. All of them. You can pick any usable or even wacky ones. They're all good. As far as the customization for the characters in the game, they're good. They have the nice AI. Like I use Siri and Fret a lot. There's a total of 5. You just start off with 3. You can put prosthesis on your character and all that stuff, and yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good. You can't edit the individual colors, unfortunately. That goes into the monetization, which we'll talk about later. But you can edit like your emblem and all. Nice little classics. Yeah, so this game essentially so far is basically flawless outside of a bit of aim acceleration, which is a bit hard for me to deal with. I don't know how everyone else feels about it. For me, I'm used to just linear speed. It makes the close quarters combat quite difficult, especially when you're going against the PC guys. I get lit up a lot. But yeah, it's as far as good game balancing and good design and very tight play, it's an almost flawless game. So far I would say it's 30-30, but now we got to talk about those lovely negatives. Number 1 on the list, I'm pretty sure many of you have heard about, if you've been researching this game, at least as much as I did, is the monetization. The battle pass, oh man, it's 100 and I believe, 80 days, 120 days right now? No, I think it's 180. Originally, it was like a standard battle pass, 90 days. And it's very grindy, and even the free rewards that you get are not that good in comparison to other battle passes. And it's that's a lot of time to get going with skins, good armor, but to spend that much time grinding it's like having another job. And that's the way a lot of design for games are being made nowadays. It's the grind. You're working for them, but you're not getting paid for it. And the skins, they're pricey. They're quite pricey. One of the legendary, the golden skins I saw when I first started playing. I think I've been seeing it every single time they update it every single week. It's like $20 a skin, which is quite pricey. The base game is $60 across the industry. The skin's not worth a third of the asking price of the base game, and it's done under FOMO. Now, those who don't know what FOMO is, that's fear of missing out. So it's when they rotate the product around, make you think, I don't know when it's going to get back. From a business standpoint, I understand what they have to do, why they have to do it for the sake of generating sales. But if you're going to do that, the price shouldn't be $20 per skin. It should be like $1. Like $3, $5, not $20. That's murder, And they don't have the loot boxes, and that's fine. No, none of the gambling mechanics, But the economy that we have going on here is it's a lot. It's costly for what you're getting in the game. The game is free to play. But you also have to deal with the free-to-play, the systems. And that's the reason why the battle pass is so grindy, right? This is one of those examples of how the monetization is affecting the game development. And a lot of the complaints that people, that you're hearing around on the media, the YouTube media, Twitter media, is because of the way the monetization and the development from the publisher side, not development side, the publisher side, is it's affecting it, Unfortunately, playing with your friends in the custom game, or at least the last time I checked about a week ago, from other creators, is not working right. It's not working right at all. It doesn't function properly. All the other Halos that function properly right out of the box. Essentially flawlessly. I mean, if not flawlessly, it worked on a fundamental level, right? This one, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that well. It doesn't work. And another thing that doesn't work, unfortunately, is the theater mode. The theater mode, it works, but it's very stripped down. All the older theater modes, they worked very, very well. This one, boo-boo. It's not so good. It's not so hot. Getting the footage for the video was more difficult than it should have been. getting the controls down wasn't so high, and it's just less features. So as previously stated, this Halo is the tightest, best, it's the best balanced one out of all of them. It's beautiful. Graphically, it's beautiful to me at least. Graphically, it's beautiful, but mechanics, and that's what I love. I love the feel of the mechanics and the sound and the bouncing. It's very, very good. It's the best one. The score of the game, however, primarily is going to be held back by monetization, because it affects the development, and it affects not only the way the game progresses, but as industry follows the successes, you're gonna see just the slow stripping away of the essentially the amenities of the game, and it just makes for you get less of the product for the same price, right? Don't let the it's free persuade you. You're still getting less, right? The skins, they're good skins, but they shouldn't cost this amount. For what? 20. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask for, and it affects people who unfortunately are vulnerable. And yeah, it's a no go. It's a no go. Yeah. So in conclusion, Infinite, fantastic game. Have not had this much fun with a shooter in a while, and I'm serious. I didn't have fun with my old favorite game, Rainbow Six Siege, in quite a while. It was a sad game, but this is very, very entertaining, very, very tightly balanced. But the score, pretty much primarily, but the majority of the points is held down by the monetization. I mean, look, I respect what the business have to do to make money. I don't have a problem with that. Making money is fantastic. Make your billions. But what's the limit here as far as how they're gonna go? The battle pass is $10 off the top. I forgot the exact rate for the cosmetics, but it was an insane amount. Tier skips and XP boosters. It's, again, conceptually they're fine. Well, but you shouldn't have it be based off of the challenges. Old school system is good. It's good, so you can always gain, right? They changed it because of the backlash, but it still shows bad motive, and that bad motive has to be taken into account. Why? Because it affects the entire industry and how the rest of the games are designed, right? And as far as the pricing scale is concerned, I mean, look, off the top, but this wasn't a number, but it should be. It's 100 levels for the pass. 20 tiers should cost $5, straight up. I understand that folks, some people have different lifestyles where they can't play as much to get all the cool stuff. Okay, have them charge for it, but it shouldn't be the exorbitant price. In all these games, the battle pass cost is quite exorbitant for what they're getting out of it. They're getting new art out of it. Not disrespecting the artists. The artists are putting in a lot of work, but they're getting new art. As far as development, that's not the most costly part of it. The main cost part was like the new engines and the development, in the long term, the long term process of the development. These are people who the art side would have been laid off, right, beforehand. They're still here, and the supporting of the system allows them to stay. That said, what's the cost? The cost is too much. The cost is too much. It's for what you're getting out of it. It's not good value proposition. It doesn't cost. It's not like shipping clothing. They're not. I'm gonna cut that last part out. So at the end of the day, I give this 25 out of 30. It's a really good, very, very good, high tier game. It's a high tier game. The devs put it down on this one. It's beautiful. It's beautiful in every sense of the word. but it's held back by the glitches, the desync. It's held back by, primarily the monetization. Yeah, I gotta be firm on it. But is it good? It's fantastic. Play it. Hell yeah.